I'm not asking you who you are when you have time to sit in your head, plan what you're going to say, plan what you're going to do, and think about how people that are watching are perceiving you. I'm talking about who you are on impulse. I'm talking about who you are when your emotions then got a hold of you. I'm talking about who you are when you're afraid. I'm talking about who you are when you're angry. I'm talking about who you are when you forget to take into account other people's feelings, when you forget that other people have lives and other people have thoughts and other people can hear you. I'm talking about who you are when no one's watching. I'm talking about who you are inside of your head. I'm talking about the things that you rehearse over and over again that you would never say out of your mouth because you are caught up in the perception of yourself. That's not who you are. That's who you present yourself to be. I'm talking about who you really are underneath the surface, what you really believe, what really drives you, what really motivates you to keep going, what really motivates you to stop. What? What does it for you? Who are you? Healing is such a trending word, but hiding is something that we're much more familiar with. We do way more hiding than we do healing. As a matter of fact, much of what we call healing is just more hiding. Who was I hanging with? Who was I under the control of? Pause. Where is my issue? Is my issue in or on my body? Is my issue what I see in the mirror? Is my issue my presentation? Is my issue my appearance? Is my issue my thoughts? Is my issue my feelings? Is my issue my words? Is my issue my friends? Because I've heard that it's all of the above. And my issue has nothing to do with the exterior world at all. My exterior world runs on autopilot based on what I feed my inner world in my conversations and my unconscious beliefs. My paradigms run my planet. My universe is in accordance with what I say and I do on the inside of myself. Everything that I see is a reflection of what I believe and what I say I know. But if I ask myself what my issue is, I'll begin to tell myself what my issues are. I'll tell you what my quirks are. I'll tell you what my poor habits are. I'll tell you what I need to do to fix it. So why isn't it done yet? Why am I still healing? Why am I still on this journey that seems to never end? As I progress down the path of healing, I find more brokenness to pick up and collect the pieces and put back together. It seems as if this is what life is once I find the process of healing. But hiding is what I know. Hiding is one of the things that I identify as my problems from the past. I used to go inside of myself and lie to myself about not having an issue and pretend I didn't have an issue to continue in the dysfunction of my issue. Now, I go inside of myself and I say, I'm being honest with myself. I see the issue. I acknowledge the issue. I recognize the issue. I own the issue. I define the issue. I find the roots of the issue. I come up with a solution for the issue. I implement the plan to destroy the issue. And then I spin in a circle all over again after I fail. Because the issue that I see is not the issue. The issue runs deeper. The issue is my nature. The issue is my divided attention. The issue is I am caught inside of a habitual act that I have carried out my entire life, where I judge myself. I go on the inside. I condemn myself. I carry shame. I carry guilt. I forgive myself. I repent to myself by turning away and changing my ways, or claiming I will. And then I try to, and then I fail, and then I need a distraction, because if I don't distract myself from the fact that I can't get away from myself, I'll probably destroy myself trying to even though I realize that I cannot. Welcome to the world of the average human, man and woman, which is why the conversation of the sexes is something that the internet has concocted to keep us divided amongst ourselves and distracted talking about things that have absolutely no value for anybody. Women were created by source. Men were created by source. It's crazy how we try something one time, and the thing that we try one time, we create a habit around it, and it takes over our life, and it becomes the supreme governor and ruler of our life, to the point that if we don't have it, whether that be money, drugs, alcohol, a person, whatever, we're not okay. We have no sense of being ourselves without the thing that we base our identity around. And for some of us, that thing has become healing. We've thrown away those things that we identify in the physical as things that were tearing us down. And we've now grown just as addicted to this process of finding quirks and issues within ourselves to go inside and destroy, never being done, but always being preoccupied. You know what that does? It takes us out of the present moment. You know where that comes from? That's our past. You know how long we've been doing that? Our whole life. You know how long we've been conscious of that? Not very long at all. And understand that we've never done it purposely. Every moment that we missed the present, we thought we were present. Every moment of the present that we've missed, we were under the impression internally that we were present. But if I was present, I wouldn't have been locked inside of my head going over this wheel of thoughts. I would have been presently preoccupied and wholly centered in attention and awareness in the moment. But that's something that we don't know much of, because since we were kids, our teachers have been telling us that we had the attention span of goldfish, or that we can't do anything without getting off task. That was always on my little report card. Hey, constantly off task. Why? Because I'm talking. Whatever. They knew something about myself that I didn't. But I'm pretty sure that my teachers was off task at times too. But I didn't get to give them a report card. I wish I could have gave them a report card. One of the worst things that you can do is deposit knowledge and truth inside of yourself and don't live in accordance with it, because it'll actually become the thing that haunts you. It's no different than not getting a job, but constantly going and looking at things that you want and desire for yourself. Eventually, you're going to become so emotionally tangled with what it is that you see and what you want, but you're not acting on, that you're going to become aware, whether you admit it or not, that you're never going to get it. And then you're going to have an emotional reaction to that. And depending on who you are, will decide how far you take that. Because some of us grew up in households where we were forced to grow in emotional intelligence. I was not offered the opportunity to be emotionally intelligently retarded. My mother did not give me that opportunity. If you did not know how to control yourself, her hand, her fist, the lamp, the stick from out of the sliding glass door, or whatever was in her vicinity would help you. My grandmother was famous for walking around the house with a wet rag. So when you got out of line and intelligent conversation was not enough to redirect you, or you had expressed with your actions by doing multiple times what you had been told not to do, that you didn't really care for what was being said to you, or didn't care enough to abide by it, then you learned that there were some consequences that you didn't want to be messed up with that came behind that. So as an adult, as I interact with people, these mentalities that were instilled into me as a child reflect in my behavior with others. I don't open my mouth and speak as if there's no consequence to the things that I say. Sometimes you would think, because I'm saying things that aren't sociably acceptable, but I don't care because I'm not of this society. I live in this society. But what sets me apart is a light that shines from somewhere else. And my language reflects somewhere else. And my principles reflect somewhere else. And my knowledge base is a reflection of somewhere else. I don't base my life in what others of society, of the majority, base their life on. There's always been a remnant. I'm a part of that remnant. I'm a part of the present remnant. I'm actually present in this moment. I'm not reading a piece of paper. I'm not reflecting back on notes that I wrote down for you. I'm presently engaging with you in this moment so that you and I can collectively progress in the knowledge of truth and the application of love and divine direction. That's what we on. And I'm not on anything else. I'm not in my head thinking about what I have to do after or what I did before. I'm present and in this moment. And that's something that we all need to practice. I'm not doing one thing thinking about another, or doing one thing thinking about getting done with it so I can get to the next. I'm present and in the moment right now. And right now is the only thing that exists. And if I travel anywhere in my head, it will only be to the past. If I look forward, where I look to will be based on where I came from. If I look back, where I look back to will be a reflection of where I've been. And the present moment will be trapped in more of the same. And that's exactly what we're trying to get away from. That's exactly what we all say we want. I want something new. I want something better. I want something greater. I want something higher. I want the truth. I want what is mine. I want the abundant world. And I've seen poverty. I've seen stress, but I've heard of peace. Well, get out of the way. Get out of the way. You tried it one time. That thing that you now do, that worrying, that obsessing, that addiction, that toxic person that you refuse to let go of, you engaged with it one single time. And then you made a habit out of engaging with it until it became something that you had such a hold of that you didn't know how to let it go. Well, let it go one time. And if it comes back, let it go again. And then you'll develop a habit of letting it go. And every time it comes up, you'll let it go. It's not that hard. We make it hard within ourselves to keep ourselves locked in our present state that we say we want out of. Because if I'm in the state I say I want out of, you know what I'll do more of tomorrow? What I did today. Obsess within myself of how I'm going to get out. Judge myself of how well I'm sticking to the plan of what it's going to take to get out. Talk to others about it, getting out. Talk to others about how hard it is inside of it. Stop extending your stay in the worst motel you've ever been in. Stop extending your stay in a place that you say you never wished to have gone in the first place. Leave. It's that simple. It's easier than doing it physically. There is no car to get in, crank up, and haul. All you have to do is make the decision the same way you decided to go. Let it go. The same way you decided to obsess over that person, decide to get back on yourself. And as you find yourself wandering off to that person, bring yourself back to that decision that you made for yourself, please. And make that decision again. And if you continually make that declaration, just like you continually told yourself that you couldn't live without that person, you will find that you will get yourself back into the groove of truth, and you'll remember that you are your own universe. They are their own universe. Y'all had a time together. It was great or it was terrible. But either way, on the back side of it, there's more life for you, more life for them. Nothing is broken. Nothing has gone wrong. All is well. No one is hurt, because I can't hurt you and you can't hurt me, because I am eternal, just like you.